Alex Eala overcomes injury to cruise into Philippine Women's Open second round. Filipina tennis star Alex Eala showed both skill and grit on Monday, January 26, 2026, as she swept past Russia's Elena Chereva in the opening round of the first-ever Philippine Women's Open. Playing in front of a packed home crowd, Eala secured a dominant 6-1, 6-2 victory, proving how much she has grown since losing to Chereva 6 years ago in Spain. The match began with Eala in total control. She set the tone immediately, hitting two powerful forehand shots that left her opponent scrambling. With the energy of over 2,000 cheering fans behind her, Eala needed only 24 minutes to sprint through the first set. However, the mood at the newly renovated tennis center shifted early in the second set. With Eala trailing 1-2, she called for a medical timeout to treat a minor injury. For 3 tense minutes, the stadium went quiet as fans watched her receive medical attention. The crowd breathed a collective sigh of relief when Eala returned to the court with her left thigh bandaged. She didn't let the injury slow her down. Instead, she went on a massive rally, winning 4 straight games. Her powerful baseline shots were too much for Chereva to handle, and Eala closed out the match in just 1 hour and 16 minutes. While Eala celebrated her spot in the round of 16, other Filipina players faced a tougher road. Teniel Maides fell to Thailand's Mananchaya Sawangkayu, while Elizabeth Abaquez lost her match against Japan's Mai Hontama. In doubles action, the pairs of Kay and Amana and Justine Hannah Manager, as well as Angelina Alcala and Joanna Pina, also struggled against their international opponents. Bad weather played a role in the tournament's second day on Tuesday. Rain forced officials to suspend the match between Japan's Himino Sakitsum and Nao Hibino, meaning Eala will have to wait to find out who she faces next. Another match involving Filipina May and Amana and Russia's Tatiana Prozorova was also interrupted by the downpour. Alex Eala, rising from adversity. How a Filipino phenomenon battled pain and triumphed at the Philippine Women's Open. In a moment that captured not only the spirit of competition but the heart of a nation, Alex Eala, the 20-year-old Filipina tennis star, delivered a performance as electrifying as it was resilient at the 2026 Philippine Women's Open. Battling discomfort and backed by thousands of passionate fans, Eala turned what could have been a stumbling block into a defining triumph, advancing convincingly into the second round of the tournament. The story of her victory is one of grit, heart, and the compelling power of belief, on and off the court. A homecoming loaded with expectation. For Eala, entering the Philippine Women's Open wasn't just another tournament. It was personal. Playing on home soil at the freshly renovated Rizal Memorial Tennis Center in Manila, she stood center stage as the Filipina favorite, bearing not just her racket but the hopes of a crowd yearning for tennis glory. The energy was palpable, with over 2,000 cheering fans filling the stands, waving flags, and chanting her name. This event marked a meaningful homecoming for a player whose journey began far from these courts. Eala left the Philippines as a young junior prodigy to train at the prestigious Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, a bold step in pursuit of professional excellence. Over the years, she climbed the ranks with landmark achievements, including winning junior Grand Slam titles and making history on the WTA Tour. Yet playing a professional match in front of her own country's fans was, for many, a symbolic full-circle moment. The first round, speed, power, and early control. In her opening match, Eala faced Russia's Elena Chereva, a familiar opponent she had lost to in 2020. But this time, the narrative was different. From the first serve, Eala was in command, fast, aggressive, and relentless. Her powerful forehand shots had Chereva scrambling, and the Filipina carded a swift 6-1 win in the first set in just 24 minutes. With the crowd in a frenzy and momentum firmly on her side, Eala seemed poised for a straightforward victory, until the unexpected occurred. A sudden scare, pain, timeout, and tension. The early edge she had in the second set was interrupted when the unexpected happened. Trailing 1-2, Eala suddenly called for a medical timeout, limping briefly and signaling discomfort in her right leg. The stadium fell into a hush as trainers tended to her, a moment that sent waves of concern through the home crowd. Would this injury derail a dream? The pause lasted only a few minutes, but for those watching, every second felt like an eternity. When Eala returned, thigh carefully bandaged, fans collectively exhaled. Her expression was calm, resolute, and ready. From pain to power, a rally of mental strength. What followed next was a testament to what separates champions from challengers: resilience. Instead of faltering, Eala turned adversity into a rallying cry. She elevated her focus, tightened her footwork, and broke serve with fierce determination. Her performance over the next series of games was nothing short of inspired. Where others may have played tentative, Eala played with assertiveness. She reeled off 4 straight games, shifting the momentum decisively in her favor, and eventually sealed the match with a 6-1, 6-2 victory in just 76 minutes. A champion's mindset, nothing serious. Afterwards, Eala addressed the injury scare with the calm wisdom of a seasoned athlete. Despite the brief interruption, she downplayed any serious concern. There was a bit of discomfort, but it's part of the job, she said, emphasizing that physical pain is a daily reality in competitive tennis. She stressed that she'd use the day off to relax and assess how she felt before her next match, demonstrating both humility and professional focus. Her words resonated with fans and analysts alike. The mark of a champion is not just how well one plays at peak performance, but how one responds under pressure. More than a match, what this means for Philippine tennis. Eala's victory represented more than just tennis advancement. It was a moment of national pride. As the first and only Filipina to ever reach the WTA Top 50, she carries with her an entire nation's aspirations for sporting recognition on a global stage. Her presence at the Philippine Women's Open reinvigorates the local tennis scene, inspiring young athletes and shining a spotlight on Filipino talent in a sport historically dominated by players from other countries. The energy around her matches, from packed stadiums to fan zones and even impromptu meet-and-greets where she interacted warmly with supporters, underscores how deeply she resonates with the public. Looking ahead, the road to the round of 16. With her victory secured, Eala now advances to the round of 16, awaiting the winner between Japan's Himino Sakitsum and Nao Hibino. Though weather delays threaten scheduling due to rain postponements, her path forward remains clear: strategic focus, careful recovery, and the same fighting spirit that carried her through her opening match. For a player whose narrative already includes groundbreaking wins, such as historic victories on the WTA Tour and deep runs at significant tournaments, this moment may be another chapter in her evolving,